What's up, guys? It's Martian Cubing, and today I'll be announcing the winners for my 100 subs giveaway and answering your guys' questions. Okay, so the first question that we have is from Carter Cubes, and they asked, can I win the gift card? Well, the answer to that is you'll have to watch till the end of this video to find out who wins. Okay, next one is from Rockerlock, and they asked, what is your biggest inspiration for YouTube and cubing? So my biggest inspiration for YouTube is probably somebody like JPerm, just because he makes really good videos, high quality content. And then for cubing, I think somebody like Leo really inspires me because he was able to get so fast at such a young age, which is pretty insane. Okay, next we have a question from Card Trick Kid, and they ask, what do I use to make music? And they use Soundtrap. So I use a program called FL Studio. Highly suggest you check it out. You can try it free for unlimited time. And it's a pretty industry standard for a lot of hip-hop producers and a lot of EDM producers as well. Okay, now we have a question from Mad Math Tutoring Cubing. And they say, do I do 5x5? And if I do, how quick can you solve one? I do 5x5. I know how to solve one, and I don't really practice it though. So my PB is I think 2 minutes and 12 seconds, but I average closer to 3 minutes on it. Okay, now we have a question from Humble Cuber. And they ask, how do I think YouTube Shorts have been affected the cubing community? So this is a really good question. If you don't know what Shorts are, basically it's a video under a minute, tagged, vertically filmed, and tagged with hashtag Shorts. And basically, you can get a bunch of impressions and views from it. So I think Shorts, it's an interesting way because a lot of people used to share quick tips. Like I upload a lot of F2L tip shorts, and I think that's a really cool thing because you can learn quickly and you don't have to watch like 10-minute or 6-minute videos to find something. But there's also been a rise of fake solves. Like I've seen a lot of like just RU solves like that, and then like some just fake people. So I think that's interesting, but yeah, I think it's affected positively and negatively overall. So now we have Micah Morrison, and he asks, is Square One a good event? I don't really like to comment on good events because I do enjoy doing Square One. I'm not that good. I average around 25 seconds. I think it's fun. It's definitely interesting because you have to learn like a new method, and you can't really carry over a lot of stuff that you learned from other cubes. Okay, next we have a question from LMB Films, and they ask, how did I get this many subs that quickly? I honestly don't really know. I mean, I tried to upload the highest quality content as I could at the time, and over time it's grown, and Shorts have actually helped me a lot because I've gotten a lot of views and subscribers from that. But I think it's pretty insane how I got 100 subs in I think it was 3 months, and then I've literally a week after I posted my 100 sub video, at the time of uploading, I'm almost to 150. Okay, next we have a question from The Goat, and he asks, what is 9 plus 10? Okay, next we have one from Super Duper Cuber, and they ask, do I think 3x3 hardware and innovation has peaked / is near there after the 11M Pro? So this is an interesting question because I think with anything, there's always a point where we think that we could not go any farther, but we can. So I think the 11M Pro is a really good cube, but I think there's still a lot of places that we can go with 3x3 and any cube hardware, basically, because like every year when a new cube comes out, we're just like, wow, this is really insane, like we can't go any farther with this. But I think there's always a better cube in design or being made. So next we have a comment from Justin. They ask, how long have I been cubing for? Samir Chetri also asked, when did I start cubing? So the first time I solved a cube was in 4th grade for me, so 2016. And then I started competitively. My first competition I went to was in January of 2018. And I averaged around 40 seconds on 3x3 around then. So I've been cubing for almost probably around 5 years now, but I've only been really like speed cubing for 3. Okay, now we have a question from Just a Cuber, and they ask, in your opinion, what is the most underrated WCA puzzle? It's kind of hard to like judge what underrated is, because I think like a lot of people don't like the 2x2 event, but I don't think it's really underrated in any way. If we're going with underrated, I think maybe Pyraminx or Scube is highly underrated. I think it gets overlooked a lot, but I think both of those are pretty fun events. Now we have a question from Shreyash's Cubing World. So sorry if I butchered that. But they asked, who is my favorite YouTuber? So I think I kind of into this already. One of my favorite YouTubers is JPerm. Like I said before, I think he makes really high quality content. He has a lot of good tips, and I think he's helped a lot of people. And he also lives somewhat near me, so I see him at a lot of competitions. The next question is from Marianne. I'm sorry if I butchered that one too. And they ask, what are my favorite and least favorite PLL algorithms, and what is my favorite puzzle to just pick up and solve without timing? So my favorite algorithms are probably the JBPerm and I think it's the RBPerm. I think they're really fun because they can be executed very quickly and they're just fun to do. My least favorite one is probably I think it's one of the NPerms. It's the one where the bar is on the left. I don't really know a good algorithm for that, so I'm very slow at that one. My favorite puzzle to pick up and solve without timing, I actually do 3x3 a lot, like if I'm watching TV, just to like turn. I like to do 3x3, but there's also, sometimes I like to pick up a 2x2 or like a 4x4, which is fun too. Now we have a question from Shamita Ramesh. I'm very sorry if I butchered that. And they ask, who is my cubing idol? So, not for YouTube, but for cubing in general, I think I really idolize Max Park, because I think it's really cool how somebody with autism like he has can be just so good at solving like a cube, and I just think it's insane how well-rounded he is as well. Okay, so now Owen Morrison asks, have I ever practiced Megaminx? That's a yes and no. I mean, I sometimes do a couple solves on it, but I'm nowhere near fast, and I don't really compete in it, so not really. Okay, now we have a question from Siddharth Ram, and they ask, can I get sub 3 with CLL on 2x2? So if you're asking for me, I actually don't know full CLL. I'm gonna finish learning EG here soon, but if I'm fairly confident I could get sub 3 with CLL, because I'm already getting sub 3 with Ortega. And for anybody, I think definitely you can definitely get sub 3 with CLL. Okay, now we have a question from Sprockly, and they ask, what puzzles do I not want to own out of fear that I wouldn't be able to solve it? So for this one, I would probably have to say an Examinx or like a 19x19, because for something like that, it would take me days to solve, and I probably wouldn't even end up touching it, so... Now we have a question from Cube Positive, and they ask, do I have the GAN 11M Pro? Which I do. I posted a video on it a couple days ago. It's a very good cube. I highly suggest you can get it if you want to and you can afford it. It's very expensive, and I did just get the RS3M. The RS3M is definitely better for the price, but if you have the money for it, I suggest the GAN 11M Pro. Okay, now I have a question from Shidar Y. I'm sorry if I butchered that one too. And they ask, will there be some other giveaway? And the answer to that is maybe might do one at 250 subs, but I'll probably do one at 500 and 1,000. Okay, so now my boy Mikey asks, how tall am I? I think I'm like 5'7" or 5'8". I'm not that tall, but I'm getting there. And the final question we have is from Space Cuber, and they ask, when do I think I'll get 1K subs? So I'm gonna revert to Social Blade for that one, and let's see what they say.
Okay, now for the part you've all been waiting for. The winners are Mohit, Parihar, and Super Duper Cuber. Congratulations to those two. All have emailed you with your gift card codes by the time you're watching this video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and let's get to 200.